And it's almost officially fall. That's right. It's September. I know, it's a sad fact. But that's okay. The rain is back. It's very good comic reading weather. And this week, despite there only being two of us, have more comic books than we can really hold in one hand here.
Yeah. We would be lonely if we didn't have the comics.
It's true.
We miss you, Will.
It's true. Will once again had to sneak off on his S.H.I.E.L.D. mission or whatever it is that he does at night. But, you know, we got a lot of comics, so we're just going to get right into it. Mr. Morgan.
Yep, I'm going to start off with an ending here.
Is that finally?
Yeah, it's huge.
Ooh.
The pretty much at this point, like, modern classic run of Daredevil by Mark Waid and currently Chris Samney is coming to an end with issue 18 here. With the cover making this nice pastiche of the autobiography of Daredevil. It sees his final showdown with both Ikari, the evil Japanese Daredevil from the last volume, and the Kingpin himself. Because, you know, he was in the show, they gotta get him in the comic. It's just business as usual, guys. But this should be a really, really sweet ribbon on the whole package of the Mark Waid Daredevil.
Which has been running for like 4 years? 5 years
Pretty
now?
long. At least as longer than Bendis' X-Men has.
It has. It's been better. Anyway, a beginning and resurgence of sorts. Miracleman continues. Book 4, The Golden Age, picking up the pieces where Alan Moore left it, because that seems to be his MO in dealing with characters. He leaves them in pieces, forcing other people to come back and pick up the pieces. But Neil Gaiman is that man. Starting the run of Neil Gaiman and Mark Buckingham that never actually finished and supposedly is going to finish now. I guess there were rumors. Maybe they're going to do more.
Mark Buckingham doesn't draw anymore.
Well, you know, we'll see. But yeah, you got art by Disraeli, letters by the always amazing Todd Klein. Normally it is bagged, but, you know, out of my curiosity, I had to find out why it was bagged. And you just have to find out for yourself. But yes, the beginning.
And over at Image, we have the 3rd issue of Brandon Graham and Company's 8House. Not to be confused with Island, the other book that he's doing with like every single artist that he likes and he thinks you should read.
One's normal size, one's big, one's thin, one's thick.
One shares a universe, that would be this one, 8House. Jumping over to another side of that universe for Kiem with, I really, really, really hope I'm pronouncing their name right, Shercho Penalta, who is an amazing artist, did one backup in Profit. I haven't seen anything else of theirs before, but they also run an amazing blog full of anime artwork. This sees a spacefaring tale with lots of glowing crystals and stuff, rather than the sort of more low-key, like, dirty, like, night stuff that we had for the first 2 issues with Marion Churchland. And there's also a surprise, storytelling-wise, about halfway through the book, which is really a bit of a head trip, but it's awesome.
This guy's like Jeff Darrow, Mobius, like high, crazy, detail type of thing. I mean, just look at the cover.
Seth Fisher in there too.
There's some serious Seth Fisher. That's a good call. That's a good call. And let's roll over to this large book that I have here from Image Comics, reprinting the Radical Publishing, I guess, 3-issue miniseries by Rick Remender and Greg Tocchini, the team that is currently kicking ass on Low. This is their very first collaboration in my favorite Rick Remender book, The Last Days of American Crime. This is really probably some of the best Greg Tocchini art that I've seen before Low came out. This was definitely like it, especially the first issue. But the idea is that there's this satellite that orbits Earth, and that in a week's time is going to shoot this beam onto the populace, where making it unable to do anything that's illegal. So you physically cannot do anything that's illegal. Of course, this news slips and the world finds out and everybody goes batshit insane. And you just have debauchery on every street corner. And one man decides to pull the greatest heist of the decade, or well, of the century, and disappear before the new regime begins. So 3 issues, all oversized, freaking gorgeous. If you're reading Low, you need to read this comic. And if you aren't reading Low, you need to read that book and get this one too.
Yeah, Casey, you need to read Low.
I'm gonna knock the hat off.
Like to see you try. No. Anyways, back to the comics. Over in Marvel, continuing from the S.H.I.E.L.D. 50th anniversary issue of S.H.I.E.L.D., with, you know, that awesome Man from Death story. We've got
with Steranko and the Kirby art.
Yeah, Steranko and Kirby. We've got the first of the one-shots here for Mockingbird, who is, as far as I understand, like the best character on the whole Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show. I don't
Is she
watch
married
it, so
in
I
the
wouldn't
show?
know. Yeah, but she's not married to Hawkeye. She's married to like some British guy or
Oh.
something, because they can't use Hawkeye in the show, and he's got another wife in the movie.
Oh, well,
You know,
Hawkeye gets
you
around.
know.
I mean, he's got multiple lives.
True.
You know,
he really
in fact,
does.
Hawkeye. You know, we won't even talk about that. Hawkeye's a bit of a player.
He is,
you know?
he does a lot of bad
Yeah,
things.
he does.
But this is written by Chelsea Kane and drawn by Joelle Jones, who is totally amazing. She's actually got her Lady Killer trade coming out this week as well.
Today.
And colored by Rochelle Rosenberg, which, save for Joe Caramanga, the letterer, makes this an all-female creative team. Working on a female character at a major company?
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa. Revolutionary almost.
Right? We're going to take a moment, pause on that. And now a book certainly made for testosterone-filled men about age 12 to 15. And women too, seriously. Suicide Squad. You might have heard, you know, there's going to be a movie, and Harley Quinn's in it and stuff. Harley Quinn's not in this. Harley Quinn was not in the original Suicide Squad. No. This...
Well, technically that's not the original Suicide
Well,
Squad, but,
yeah, what they're pulling from. Anyway, John Ostrander and Luke McDonnell bring you the first 8 issues of one of the best series to come out of DC in the 80s in the Bronze Age. We got D-level villains with nowhere to go but down. And they will go down with many guns fighting, shooting, and blazing. This sees Deadshot and Bronze Tiger and Amanda Waller the Wall in all her big giantness, which is so awesome. Basically, you know, getting their hands dirty. Rick
Real
Flag,
dirty.
really dirty. How much is this? What is this? $20, 8 issues. If you really want to know what the Suicide Squad is about, certainly this. And if you've been enjoying Fife's Copra, he's basically doing this.
Yeah, that's
so
like his
this
biggest
is
influence
it.
on that
So
book.
yeah, if you've been enjoying that, highly recommended the Suicide Squad.
And another Image book here. I've got for you the 4th issue of Arlish Cott and Will Tempest's Material, which is... It's
Weird.
super weird in how, like, normal it is. Like, it's a really, really sobering look at sort of, like, the complex realities of the world, like, what it really means to live in America, and a lot of different facets of that. You've got, like, Hollywood here, you've got, like, the streets, you've got, oh god, the story of the guy who gets released from Guantanamo, and then, like, his life just falls apart afterwards, and they're all sort of interweaving, and there's this other plot line with this, like, AI that's talking to this professor, and... none of it is
That's
connected
an Alice Cott book
at
for you.
all. At all. Like, not even like in Change, where, you know, by the 3rd issue, at
Yeah,
least the
right, it
characters
was
are all
at least
talking
the-
to each
yeah.
other. No. Nope. None of that here. But, it continues to be, like, honestly, one of the strongest books I've been reading, at least as far as, like, sticking with you. It's weird. It just, like, it messes with you. It really does.
Whoa, yeah. And there's more footnotes in this thing you could shake a stick
Yeah.
at, man. Holy crap. And speaking of books that should come with footnotes, cliff notes, and Reader's Digest versions, but none of it would help, I bring you, yes, within like 2 months' time, holy crap, this is real, the next issue of Casanova, Asadia. That's right, Fraction, Ba,
Yeah, that one's Ba.
Moon,
All Ba.
Michael Cabon. Oh my god. Casanova's been continuing to search for not only himself and his own identity, but this man that he's working for, all tying in strangely to the previous universe that the 3 other volumes took place in, because this doesn't take place in the same universe, of course not.
And did they blow that whole universe up, or what really
yeah,
happened at the
you
end
don't
of it?
really know, you know? I mean, if we're keeping count, we're in like the 3rd universe by now already, alright? So, truly though, this book, with every answer it gives you, there's just more questions. You really have no idea where this is going. And this, again, is just proof of Fraction's ability to work so well with these 2 artists to create this amazing comic book that we, you know, only have to pay $4 for. It's brilliant! I'm very happy.
Oh man, speaking of things that are really, really, really well priced for the level of
Right?
quality, just pure quality.
Thank you, Dark Horse.
Yeah, my last book here is from Dark Horse. A very, very, very nice hardcover edition of an Alien story that hasn't been printed since, like, I want to say 86. This is Alien Salvation
Have to be a little late.
by... the actual dream team here, you've got Dave Gibbons writing, and then you've got an art team of Mike Mignola doing pencils, and inks by Kevin Nolan.
We're talking old school Dick Mignola. Dick.
No, outside of that original, like, Aliens graphic novel by Simonson, like, I don't know if there's ever been, like, a better team on an Alien book than this. And it's
really.
all just, it's just a one-shot. Like, it's just one story, and it's gonna kill you that there's no more of it.
But it's only $11. Just really cheap. Is there any extras?
I don't know, I haven't looked at them. Probably not.
It's $11. You might not get any extras.
Well,
nope.
there's a pin-up.
Nice pin-up. Meh, it's $11. What are you gonna do? And my final book of the week from local publisher Fantagraphics, Liz Suburbia, her first book, Sacred Heart. I've only been quasi-aware of her art through the internet and through Brandon Graham posting her stuff, and she also pulled a quote from Brandon on the back here. But this has got really great, like, overtones and feels of, you know, if Scott Pilgrim was really down to earth, very much more influenced by, like, Love and Rockets and the form of comics that you can work, I mean, this has got some really great down to earth, like, kind of 80s punk sensibility mixed with a real great kind of, like, manga sensibility, and it's really funny. Like, it's just quite
It's
humorous.
very funny.
The sound effects are really good in here, and just some of the panel choices she makes, these really quite amazing. $25, and you know, very nice kind of coming of age type of thing. And they read it part summer vacation, part end times anticipation, and a landmark coming of age graphic novel. Sounds pretty freaking cool. It's hard to kind of pull and, like, hold and quantify that feeling of the end of the summer. But I can kind of smell it in here, even in the black and white. So
That is a really good smelling book.
It
like,
is.
That
It's-
and that Last Days
Oh,
hardcover.
that was because it was all sealed and it was all nice. But yeah, we still also, if you didn't get to come in last week, have a few sizes left of our friggin' fancy awesome t-shirts with art by Demi Maharis. I think we've got some some mediums, some smalls, and some women's sizes as well. And we're selling those for $16. So yeah, when you come in, get your comics, and we still have some old cake, but you probably don't want that.
I had like 2 pieces today.
Yeah, we'll see how he's doing tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know. Alright, thanks guys. See you next week.